Alright, we're going to do a project together implementing SQLite in Android. How to make a local database. And in this example, we'll be building this app together right here. It's going to have two edit texts up top for your name and age, an add button, a show only age 30 button, and this is a list view. Basically, we're going to input data into these two and click the add button. It'll add it to the database. This list view retrieves information from the database, and then we'll also hit show only 30 to retrieve only people whose age is 30. So just to show you, example, guy who is 105, and we'll add him, and you can see he's at the bottom now. And then we're going to do example girl, and she is age 30. We're going to add her, and she's at the bottom now, as you can see. And we're going to hit show only 30, and it's going to pull up the names of people who are 30. So this tutorial will show you how to create a database, how to insert it, how to retrieve data from it, and also how to hook it up to a list view, and a custom list view at that. Custom 5, as you can see, this custom list view has two different fields in it, so it'll be kind of like an all-in-one. But before we get started on any of it, because this is SQLite, we have to understand how SQLite works. So we will not even be in Android at first. We're going to do a crash course on SQLite. I recommend downloading SQLite Studio. I'll provide a link in the comment of this video, or the description of it. And then you can download it from there, and you can follow along with me. But I'm just going to go ahead and close this out and open it up. Okay. We're going to disconnect from this database. Alright, so whenever you open up SQLite Studio, it's kind of like any other IDE. Multiple options, multiple databases. As you can see, right here is the connect and disconnect button. Hover over it and it'll show you, but we're going to go ahead and disconnect from every single database. And we will add a database. Tutorial DB. We'll hit OK. Could not add database. Why is this? We'll just add it here. So just create a database and save it. And here it is. And we'll go ahead and connect to it. And as you can see, there's no tables. So we'll go ahead and right click that and create a table. That's what SQLite is. It's a database, and the database holds tables. Tables have columns and a whole lot of rows, and you can put in there whatever you want to. There's different types of data types, as you'll see. But we're going to name this table tutorial. Actually, I like to do this. Give underscores in lowercase, tutorial table. And then right here we'll add a column. And we're going to make the first column the primary key. Auto increment for integer type only. We'll go ahead and give this the name of underscore ID. Data type integer. And we'll go back and configure this to be auto increment. Apply. Now what that auto increment means is every time we add a record into this database, this primary key will increment by 1. It automatically does this because it's of type integer. So we'll click OK. We'll add another column. Column name will be name. Data type string. And that's all we'll do for that. And we'll add another column. We'll call this age. give this a string also. But let's go back and do our writing style. Give underscores, add column, edit column, and underscore. It makes it for easier reading and writing. I usually do lowercase and underscores with column names, table names, but I'll do all caps for keywords with the queries. And that's what SQLite stands for, Structured Query Language. Basically, you use queries to create tables, access information in the tables, input tables, change stuff. We're only doing one simple table, but you can have multiple tables that interact with each other through primary and foreign keys, but that's beyond the scope of this tutorial. So, the cool thing about SQLite Studio is whenever you commit structure changes to this table, it will give you the query. So, I'm going to copy this and leave this for you also. But, But as you can see, create table on all caps. It's going to create this table. It's going to add a column called ID, name and age, and you can see their type right beside it. Integer type, primary key, auto increment. You can also add in stuff like not null if you don't want that specific column to have any null values and stuff like that. But we're just going to create this basic one, and we're going to hit OK. Okay, now that we have the table, we can see it right here. And it's got our columns in it and everything. So what we'll do is we'll go to our tools, open SQL editor, and we have our tabs down here we can swipe between. So we know we created a table called tutorial table. So one of the types of queries is called inserting. We're going to put some data in that table. You know what? We'll come back to inserting. Let's actually go straight to the table, to the data, and we're going to add a record. We're going to give it the ID of 0, name Josh, age 30. We're going to hit enter. We're going to add another record. 1, Joe, and this fool is 22. And we are going to add another one in. We're going to press enter. And we will commit the change. Okay, so you see now our table has 3 entries in it. It should be 0, 1, 2. Let's see here. Watch this. We're going to go to the editor and make a query to retrieve all of that information. So select is a keyword, star stands for all, from tutorial table. So all we're doing right now is we're selecting everything from that tutorial table, and we'll execute this query, and it'll bring everybody up, and as you can see, it made the order right for the ID. But that's how you retrieve data from the table. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this also. We'll call this viewing data. And I want you to also see something. This select all, it doesn't always have to be all. We can change this to select name. So what we're doing is we're going to select the column name from tutorial table. Hit start, and now we got the name. So we'll also do that. And you can select as many columns as you want to. We'll pause the video real quick. Okay, so now resuming. That's how you view information. I want you to pay close attention to this also, because this little thing right here that we retrieved in Android is called a cursor. That will come back up later, but this is a cursor, a section of the table. It can be the whole table, or it can be part of the table. Okay, now that we have found out how to select information, we're going to do some deletion. Alright, so let's see everybody again. We're going to delete Joe from this table. So we're going to delete from tutorial table where name equals Joe. Now if you notice, strings inside of SQLite queries or SQL queries period are in single quotes versus the double quotes we're used to, so it's very important to notice that, especially when you get into Android and you start having to create strings and you need to reference a string inside of SQLite. But we'll get to that also. So we're going to run this query, and now that we've ran that, let's see if Joe's still there. Hold on, let me copy and paste this too for you. See if Joe's still there, and Joe is gone. So that's how you delete. Okay, now that we have seen how to retrieve data, how to delete data, let's find out how to update data. Alright, so I'm going to update tutorial table, set name equal to, remember strings need single quotes, set name to Josh2 where ID equals 2. I'm sorry, where the ID equals 0, because right here my ID is 0. And that's the thing too, once you keep inserting records into here, because we have this primary key auto increment, it'll never replace that 1. We deleted record 1, it'll stay deleted. We insert a new one, it'll go to 3. But let's see if we can update my name to Josh2. Alright, it affected 1 row, it finished the query. I'm going to copy and paste that for you also, but we'll go back to just to see if Josh2 is there now. Yep, you see you updated the name in that with this statement right here. So update tutorial table, set name equal to Josh2 where ID equals 0. Okay, and finally we're going to insert data into the table. Okay, this one is quite important because it's going to make a lot of sense in Android when you understand this part. Okay, insert into tutorial table name, comma, h, close parentheses, values, another keyword. See how keywords appeared in bold? Okay, so values is going to be strings get single quotes, so we're going to put inserted name Joe, just so you can see, and his age is going to be 100. Okay, then we need to put a semicolon. Whenever you have a lot of lines or anything, put a semicolon. I think the only thing you can get away with is select all statements without semicolons, but if you start to do different stuff, make sure you finish it with a semicolon. Alright, let's play this and see what happens. Okay, and insert it into it. So I'm going to copy this for you, but let's just let's see, we'll do that without the semicolon, but you can see here that I didn't capitalize here just to show you that capitalization is just for visual to help you. But tutorial beginner syntax. Let's see. It needed the semicolon. Oh well, just make sure you put that on the end of every query. But as you can see, the inserted name Joe is here now, and that fool is 100 years old. Okay, so with inserting data, insert into the table. In your parentheses, you put the columns you want to insert the values into. In fact, we'll do this part again just so you can see it, because this is very important for Android. Insert into tutorial table name age. We're gonna put let's do that bitwise fool, and that fool is 999 years old. And we're gonna play this, and now we're going to select all from tutorial table and see if bitwise is in there. He is. Okay, so that's it pretty much for just a simple query tutorial on retrieving data by using the select all or select name statements, deleting data, delete from tutorial. This where statement tells you where, so where the name equals Joe. Updating values in a table, so you can update the table, set the name column value to Josh2 where the ID equals 0. So you pretty much, I got this set out with capitalization for keywords for SQL to make a little bit more sense, but just kind of study that and it'll make a lot more sense when you get to Android. And that is where we'll end this video.